Hey everyone, and welcome. Artificial intelligence. It's not science fiction anymore, is it? It's here, right now, and it's quickly becoming one of the most powerful forces shaping our world. So today, we're going to break it all down and show you exactly how to tap into that power. All right, let's get into it. First things first, let's get one thing straight. Understanding AI isn't just for tech gurus or programmers anymore. In the world we live in today, it's becoming an absolutely essential skill for everyone, no matter what you do for a living. And I'm not talking about some far-off future. This headline says it all. Neural networks are being hired for jobs. I mean, companies like Spurbank are already making a basic grasp of this stuff a mandatory requirement for key roles. It's happening now. And the demand? It is just exploding. According to Superjob, the number of job postings that need AI skills has shot up a staggering 2.5 times this year alone. And we're seeing this across the board. In IT, finance, marketing, you name it. This whole shift really forces you to stop and ask a pretty big question about your own career, right? Are the skills you have today ready for this new reality? What are you doing to prepare for a workplace where AI is just a standard tool? And look, it isn't just about jobs. This wave is crashing through our schools, too. We're now seeing universities officially bring AI tools like Yandex GPT into the fold, letting students actually use them to write their final theses. That is a fundamental change in how we think about learning itself. Okay, so what is this technology that's changing, well, everything? Let's peel back the layers and take a peek inside the so-called brain of an AI to see what a neural network actually is. So, in the simplest terms, a neural network is a program built to mimic how our brains work. Instead of giving it a long list of rigid rules, it learns from examples. Think about how you teach a little kid what a cat is. You don't give them a textbook on feline anatomy, right? No, you just show them thousands of pictures of cats, and eventually their brain just gets the pattern. That's how this works. And this right here shows the huge difference. Traditional coding is like writing a super detailed step-by-step instruction manual for a computer. But with a neural network, you basically give it the problem and a bunch of correct answers, and it writes the instruction manual all by itself. So how does that learning happen? Well, it's really a three-step dance. First, the AI just goes on a massive reading spree, gobbling up huge chunks of the internet, books, articles, everything. Then the humans step in. We act as teachers, giving feedback and rating its answers. And finally, once it's out in the wild, engineers are constantly watching and tweaking it. It's a real collaboration. Our source material had the perfect way to describe this. Think of the AI as a brilliant student. It can write an amazing essay on its own, but it still needs professors, that's us, to guide it, to tell it, hey, maybe don't make a joke there, or whoa, you've got your facts mixed up here. So, if the AI is the student, how do we, the professors, actually talk to it? Well, that brings us to what is maybe the single most important skill you can learn for using AI, understanding the power of the prompt. A prompt is just your instruction. That's it. Think of the AI like a powerful genie in a bottle. The prompt is the wish you make. And here's the crucial part. The detail and quality of your wish directly control the quality of the magic you get back. A vague wish gets you a vague, useless result. And look at this. This is a perfect example. The prompt on one side just says, write a text about Botox. What do you get? A generic, boring paragraph. But look at the detailed prompt on the other side. It specifies the goal, the audience, the tone, and the result is a perfect, ready-to-use social media post. It's a night and day difference. So how do you write one of those powerful prompts every single time? Well, the good news is it's not some kind of dark art. There's actually a formula, a recipe for success. Let's break it down. A great prompt has 5 key ingredients. You start with the goal. What's the big picture you're trying to achieve? Then the task. What specifically should the AI do? Give it context, any background details it needs. Assign it a role, like you are an expert marketer. And finally, set some limits, like keep it under 100 words. And check this out. This template from our source is brilliant. It basically does the work for you. It's a fill-in-the-blanks guide that turns a simple question into a complete creative brief for the AI. Use this, and you are pretty much guaranteed to get a better result. Okay, so you've got the recipe for a perfect prompt, but even the best chefs can burn dinner if they're not careful. So we have to talk about the deadly sins of AI, the common traps that you absolutely have to know how to avoid. Sin number 1. And this is the big one, blind trust. You have to remember that an AI can be incredibly confident and 100% wrong. It can hallucinate, which is a fancy way of saying it just makes stuff up. There was a famous case where a lawyer used ChatGPT for research and ended up citing totally fake court cases in a real legal document. You have to verify anything important. And these hallucinations aren't just embarrassing, they can be downright dangerous. A user asked for a recipe and was given instructions for making garlic oil that could have literally cultivated the bacteria that causes botulism. I mean, think about that. A recipe for poison. Never, ever blindly trust AI with your health or safety. All right, deadly sin number 2, oversharing. Here's a simple rule. Treat every chat with a public AI like you're posting on a public forum. Never, ever type in sensitive information. No passwords, no ID numbers, no secret company reports. You just have no idea where that data could end up. You also have to be aware of its limits with images. I mean, on the one hand, it can create these absolutely stunning, beautiful pieces of art, like these cats. But then you ask for something complex, like a city scene, and things can get really weird. Look closely at the picture on the right. You'll see floating traffic lights and strange, distorted people. It's great at the big picture, but sometimes the details get glitchy.
Okay, so we know how they think, how to talk to them, and what not to do. Now for the really practical part. What tools can you actually use, especially considering the current legal landscape in Russia?
Now, getting access to some of the big international AI models can be a little complicated. As this headline points out, recent laws in Russia have brought in significant fines related to VPN services, which can create a hurdle for users trying to access certain global platforms. But, and this is the great news, you have fantastic, completely legal, and really powerful options. You've got amazing domestic models like Spare's GigaChat and Yandex GPT, which are built for the local context and are totally secure. Or you can use what are called legal gateways like Masha GPT, which give you legitimate, paid access to the top global models without needing any of those tricky workarounds.
So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. AI is an incredible tool. It provides answers, but the quality of those answers is completely dependent on the quality of the questions we ask. The real power isn't in the machine itself, it's in how we use it to make ourselves smarter, more creative, and more effective. So the only real question left is, how are you going to use it?